Coming up next, we talk about Mike James's hot streak, whether Kendrick Nunn will bounce back this week, and what's a White Mamba? All that and more coming up on the EuroLeague Fantasy Challenge Podcast. Welcome to this week's episode, guys. I am Frankie Sachs, one of your co-hosts. I'm joined, as always, by the lovely and beautiful, did I say that right, Vasiliki? Vasiliki Karamouza.
You learned your lesson. Thank you so much,
I learned my lesson.
Frankie.
I just hope my wife isn't watching. Javier Gancedo, as always. And we have a special guest. Who wants to introduce our special guest?
You do.
Vasiliki should.
Okay. I will do the honors because first of all, we have the same nationality, and second of all, we have the same name. So, Bill, welcome on board. Nice to see you. How are you?
Hello, guys. Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm fine. I'm here as a fantasy specialist, but I don't know if I would be of such importance to you. But in any case, I'm from White Mambas, a social media channel in Greece. We focus on EuroLeague Basketball, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, and of course, fantasy basketball. Honored and excited to be with you guys.
So we all know that Olympiacos is red and Panathinaikos is green. So what's a White Mamba?
Oh, what White Mamba stands for? Okay. As you can see in my background, it's about Kobe Bryant. We solely focus on EuroLeague. Me and my friend Stelios that we have the channel. Our friendship comes from Kobe Bryant, and that is the White Mambas as a differentiation from the classic Black Mamba of Kobe.
The only Mamba that matters in fantasy is the Basque Mamba, which is Dario Brizuela. That's his nickname.
Has not mattered so much this season.
Yeah. Well, he'll
This is the
there,
first
I'm
time.
sure.
This is the first time that I've heard that nickname, but that's okay.
I think it's self-imposed. I'm not sure, but I think he came up with it and popularized it. So
I think it was more popular when he was playing in Malaga. I
Yeah.
don't think that in Barcelona they call him that much with that nickname, but yeah.
I think in general, when you're coming with your own nickname, that's not the best look.
Yeah, but I have a question. Frankie, I see green. I have a few options in my mind. Is it Pana? Is it Zalgiris? Or maybe is it Boston?
Javi, would you like to tell them what shirt I'm wearing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm easier. I'm wearing a Radiohead t-shirt. Oh, it's Caja 87. Okay. Nice. Support your local club all the time. It's a third division team from Spain. That's a surprise.
Not exactly Frankie's local club, but
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
I'm from Sevilla in Spain, and this is the team from Sevilla right now. It's in the Spanish third division. We'll get there.
This is the shirt. Javi sent me the shirt as a gift, and I'm wearing it in his honor.
All right. I should
Nice.
next week we can go, and I have another one red so that Pana and Olympiacos people don't get upset. So yeah, let's do this. Let's talk fantasy, right? I mean, enough.
All right. So the first thing we have to do is we have to pay tribute to last week's private league winner.
Yes, that's Vladimir Djokovic with 207.75 credits. Congratulations, Vladimir. Hope you enjoyed this win and more to come.
That last week was a bit of a rough week, I think, for most people to get over 200. That's quite impressive. And we'll come to a little bit why that was a rough week. But first, let's go over some of the late breaking news that we have. First of all, Davis Bertans out for roughly 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. What do you make of that? How do you react to that? Was he on any? And how is it important for fantasy news? Let's put it that way.
Bill, please, you're our guest. Just go first, please.
Yes. Actually, this is the first time that I've heard about Bertans' injury, so I haven't prepared my team according to that news. So maybe I'm gonna change it. So Petrusev, we know that Petrusev has the highest usage in his own team, and right now that Bertans is injured, I think that despite the fact that has a difficult matchup, he would have a high usage. So I think that we can weigh in Phil Petrusev, and I don't think that anyone can disagree with that. Vasiliki, what's your opinion on this matter?
Yeah, it's Philip is a must-have right now. Wanted to get him on my team. I couldn't squeeze him in. The math wasn't mathing, but yeah, he's definitely on my radar. Hopefully, I can get him in. We've seen he's been very stable for Dubai, and he continues the way he played with Red Star last year. So there's not much of a bet with him. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I
So
have Petrushev. I'm not gonna sell him. That's all.
I'm going to go a little bit the other way on this. I think that, it doesn't work that you can get 4 guys on your team or 5 guys on your team who are capable of scoring 20 points. If that means you score 100 points, right? It's all about how the players come together and the chemistry. A guy like Bertans creates space for everybody else. It doesn't matter whether he's scoring or not. The moment he's on the floor, he stretches the floor. I don't know that losing him makes things better for Petrushev. Yes, Petrushev will have the ball in his hands more, but the quality of his shots, the quality of the offense could be hurt. So I would be nervous, especially for a player who's look. We all saw last week, and we'll get to this next. If you had Kendrick Nunn, it burned you. He had a bad game, and you pay heavily. Do I want to pay that similar price for a guy like Petrushev and not know that I'm going to get let's say the Sasha Vezenkov credibility? It's a risk. So I would stay away personally.
Also, very bad luck for Dubai with Bertans and Musa and Kamengele out. So
Yes.
far, we don't know if Kamengele is going to play. It looks like he won't. But these are 3 of the main pillars of the team.
Now I brought up Bertans for a reason because every week we start the news with Panathinaikos, and even that we couldn't get through without discussing a little bit, mentioning Kendrick Nunn. So let's just go right into Panathinaikos.
Yeah.
Panathinaikos has a new center. Vasiliki,
Yes.
tell us, what do we need to know about Kenneth Faried, the manimal, Kenneth
The
Faried.
Manimals. The Manimals signed a 2-month contract with Panathinaikos to help them while Rishan Holmes and Omer Yurtseven are out. We still don't know if Yurtseven will play this week. There's some sort of hope that he can return earlier than scheduled. So we will have to see on Tuesday if he is available or not. And we still don't know the price of Kenneth Faried on Fantasy as the time we're recording on Monday morning. So if he's too pricey, I wouldn't go there because he would only have 1 practice with the team. He hasn't played in the EuroLeague for many years. I'm not exactly sure about his shape and how much he can do. Of course, he can be a body that will help Panathinaikos, but I'm not sure if that can translate.
So
in the
at what
fantasy world.
price would you buy him?
No more than 9 credits.
Okay.
I'd say some type of similar with Motoyunas when he joined Red Star. But I don't know if he can make that same impact day one.
Javi, what
no.
price would you buy the manimal?
First, I don't know if you remember how Faried played for Cheska when he was there, but he didn't play well.
Not really.
2.4 points, 2.3 rebounds per game. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't buy him, period. I don't think it's a choice.
Oh, yes, I agree with Javi. And actually, I have a pick at a very budget price that is unpopular right now, but I'm keeping it for the end of the podcast.
Okay. So I'll just say that what Javi didn't mention here is 4 years have passed since then that he didn't play so well. He's now 35 years old. He's not the same athlete that he was when he was, making highlights with the Denver Nuggets. And then you factor in the type of game. He doesn't have a back to the basket game. He's a player who's coming in just to rebound and to help out on defense. I don't see a lot of fantasy value there. Honestly, I don't think I would take him for more than 6.5 credits even. Plus, like Wesley, one practice. You don't know how many minutes he's going to get the first game. There's a chance that you get him and he hardly plays. There's a chance he comes in, he's in foul trouble, or it's just he doesn't know the team yet. I would not want to go there at all. So I agree with Javi and Bill.
Yes,
I wouldn't touch him.
And actually, if we get someone like Kenneth Faried, we sacrifice position at the center, and centers are only 2. They're not like guards or forwards that we have 4, and we can afford having a player that is not good. So this is another thing to take into consideration when we have a cheap center in general.
Another frequent visitor to this section is Milan. So Milan had Josh Nebo made his return in domestic action, but on Friday, Zachary Day came back, played and had an excellent game. Left with an injury in the 4th quarter. Did not play in domestic action. I don't know whether we can expect him this week. What do you make of the Milan front court?
Well, I guess that Shavon Shields played really, really well, and remains a big option for me. I kept Petrushevich at the end, so I couldn't afford him. But so I think Shavon Shields, with his one-on-one skills, with his versatility to play 3 and 4, he's a player that should be very solid in the next few weeks. It depends on Josh Neo playing or not. Like, I think if he splits minutes with Devin Booker, then Devin Booker is not that interesting anymore. But even all things considered, the most interesting player in Milan right now is Quinn Ellis. Talking about backcourt now, he has been fantastic lately. He's playing a lot of minutes, and basically Ellis and Bolmaro are the two players who are seeing more playing time in Milano's backcourt, and they play as well, so it could be a good opportunity for him.
How much is Ellis?
7.1.
Okay, I may pull a Javi right now, and I just wrote him this name down to go back and check.
No, I bought Ellis this week. You can have him too.
Okay, so
It's unethical.
Yeah.
I will have a look later and see if that works out. I want to bring up 3 guys who are not necessarily new to the game, but just debuted after missing the start of the season, and see if you think any of them have fantasy relevancy. One is Keenan Evans for Olympiacos, another is Aleksa Avramović for Dubai, and the third is Yankuba Sima for Valencia. Vasiliki, I'll let you go first. Who has relevance here? Who would you like on your team?
Among the 3 of them, the one who had the better debut was definitely Keenan Evans, even though that was a Greek League game and it's not the same level as EuroLeague. He showed some glimpses of his talent and his athleticism, but I don't think we will see him play this double round in the EuroLeague. Coach Barjoka said that he needs to find his rhythm slowly through the games, and he will be able and available to play in the EuroLeague when his defense is as good as his offense. So I'm not really sure we will see him play this week.
For some players, if you wait for their defense to be as good as their offense, they'll never play again. So
His words, not mine.
We're not going to say.
I'm not saying specifically on Evans, who
No,
is a
we're
very good
not going to
defensive
say
player.
names. We're not going to
That's
say
right.
names.
We're not going to say names.
So here's my take on these 3 guys. I know that Olympiacos, like Vasiliki said, is going to be very careful with Keenan Evans, so I would stay away for now. Yankuba Sima is going to be his first game at this level and out of injury, so I would also stay away. So by default, my pick would be Aleksa Avramović. Lots of injuries in Dubai. He's a player that knows the EuroLeague very well, intense on defense, can get steals, can get points. Out of the 3, if I had to pick one, that would be Avramović by far.
Actually, my strategy in fantasy is not risky, let's say, so I wouldn't go for anyone. But long term, I agree with Javi. Aleksa Avramović in his price, it's a good pick. But this specific game week against Red Star, I think Red Star has the best defensive rating in the league, along with the Zalgiris. So I wouldn't go for anyone because there are players in this price that could have instead of those players. So that's my take, more or less.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if these are players that I want to have right now, but they're certainly players to keep an eye on. And Javi, I agree with you. Of the 3, Avramović walks into the situation where he's got the most experience and a team that needs him. So he's the one who I will follow the most closely. But I would not have any of them on my team right now. Another player who just this morning joined a team, a player with a bit more experience, Iffe Lundberg, is now with Maccabi. He was Partizan last season. What do you make of that move, and do you like him for Maccabi?
I like him for Maccabi, but it's too early to play him, I think. He just arrived. It's a double round week. Let's stay away and I mean, not take risks. I mean, if somebody wants to take risks, go ahead, but that won't be me.
Frankie, do
You're
you
sounding-
like him for Maccabi?
I want to say, Javi, you're sounding more and more like me every week. I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I want to play well for a change.
I don't like him now. That's for sure. I mean, he's got to get back into basketball shape. He's not coming off an injury, but he was on the books at Partizan. He wasn't playing there, so he hasn't played at all season. He's stepping into a situation where Maccabi has wanted another playmaker to reduce the burden on Tamir Blatt. They've got a bunch of combo guards, which is what Lundberg is, more of a combo guard than a true point guard, so I'm not sure how the fit will be. So we'll have to see. I'd imagine it won't be a super cheap price either, and he's going to come in at first having to earn his minutes. He's not going to walk into a large role. Tamir Blat's played great. He just hasn't. They're worried about the minutes. So you're not going to all of a sudden give him 30 minutes and give Tamir Blat 10. So I don't know that Lundberg has a ton of fantasy relevancy, but I did think that it was something we should discuss. So I brought it up. All right, let's do some takeaways from round 9. Let me give you 3 players from last week who had big games, and you tell me whose game you're buying and who you like the most. All right, we had Armel Traoré from ASVEL, who scored 18 points. My guy Saliou Niang from Virtus, who had 18 points, 12 rebounds. And TJ Lee from Maccabi, who also scored 18 points. All of them also had very high PIRs. Who do you think can keep it up? Who do you like the most?
Well, first, you're biased. You're going to say Niang for sure. You said my guy already.
Well, because he's been on my team for weeks. That's why he's my guy.
No, but that Niang would be my pick too. He's been fantastic lately. It's funny because he hasn't taken a 3-point shot in the entire season, but he was really close. He stepped on the line and made the shot, but counted as a 2. So I guess 3 pointers are coming from Niang too. Good rebounder, very fast player all around. I think that he had a 35 PAR the other day, 18 points, 12 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember I did the game, Baskonia Virtus. I expect something like this happening in the near future again. I really like this player. He played also fantastic against Spain in the Eurobasket, I remember. So yeah, and I went to Virtus media day and I saw him. He was like, hey, man, you destroyed us. And he was laughing. So yeah, every time he plays against something Spanish related, he plays well.
Yes, actually, I've heard you in the past, Frankie, to say that the most important thing in fantasy are minutes. So this is my, let's say, problem with Niang. This is the first game that played over 20 minutes, and I'm not sure that this is going to be the pattern from now on. I would wait and see. If this is the pattern, then he would absolutely come to my team. For now, the best pick of those 3 players that you mentioned is DJ Leaf. I think that he's in the best form. In the last 4 games, if I remember correctly, the minimum score that he had was 11 or 12 PIR. So TJ Leaf it is for me.
So in a vacuum, I might even agree with you, and I like the form that TJ Leaf and is going on, and I think that the arrow is pointing up. But he's also 11.8 credits, whereas Niang is 9.1 after jumping a full credit from his performance. Traoré is only 8, so that's another thing to factor in. If you go with TJ Leaf and he has 11 or 12, then you're going to feel very disappointed. Whereas you may not feel that way if you get 11 or 12 from Traoré at 8 credit.
Yeah, I think I'm on Niang's train for quite some time now, even though he's not on my team. I saw him at the Eurobasket as well, and there's definitely great potential with him. But Traoré has a great opportunity right now with what's happening in ASVEL. Last week, they had only 8 available guys to play against Fenerbahce. That's why he got so many opportunities. And if that's the case and people are still on the injury list, maybe his availability and his minutes on the court will translate into something good fantasy-wise.
So I would love to go with Traoré, but the problem is that while ASVEL is quite limited, their front court is still fairly healthy. The problems are not at his position, so I don't know if that guarantees him anymore. Not that I'm late on Niang, but when I was last in Barcelona and I was asked to predict something, I predicted against Paris that week that Niang may go for 30. So I was off by a couple of weeks, but I felt he had the ability. And I remember when I said that, Vasiliki's response was, really? So
But you said against Paris.
Yes. So it finally came. But I think that the potential is there. The 9.1 for me, the price is less than 9.1 credits because I've had him already. I've already gotten the bump. I paid 7 or so. So I think it's worth the risk, and especially when it's a turn 1. That's always it's so important. You can gamble more with the turn 1 guys. If I've got Vezenkov on my bench and I play Niang and I don't get something, then Vezenkov replaces him. So we're all good. Or in this case, even Isaiah Mike I've got on my bench. So I'm not worried as much about the risk, but the upside is huge. So I love Niang. Again, if you're paying the full price, if you're getting him at 9.1, then maybe that complicates things. If you've already had him, if you had him last week, you have to keep him. And I love the upside. Vasiliki, I want to ask you one more thing. Did Donatas Martinez disappoint you last week?
No, he was good. He was good.
Your motivation of Martinez certainly
Yeah,
helped.
I think I scared him a little bit, so he played well.
Absolutely, Coach Vasiliki, absolutely. All right, let's move on to next week's games. All right, we've got another 2-round week coming up. There's a lot of strategy, but before we get into exactly how you might want to build your teams, let's talk about how important it is to have some extra points from those guys at the end of the bench. The guys who you expect going in are going to be worth only 50%. Vasiliki, why don't you tell me about a player you like the cheap player who's helping your team?
Well, I don't know about. I think that my strategy this week is gonna be. I took some players that are a little bit out of box, not so popular ones. So I think the cheapest of them all I got was Alice. Like we talked before, from Armani, he has been owned by only 3.1% of the fantasy managers, and he has been averaging 14.3 fantasy points in the last 5 games. So I think he's kind of a solid pick. He costs 7.4 credits, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a player I like.
All right, Bill, do you have somebody in this category?
I'm not exactly sure what we mean about budget player.
Not bad, just cheap. It's just someone who those guys.
Some guys tip for some guys tip is Queen Ellis, that 7.5. For other is Ognin Dobric, for example, who is 4.5. And as I'm talking about Dobric, I think it's a solid pick if someone would have a player so cheap. But I don't have anyone on my mind under 9 credits. So my moves this week, for example, would be Isaiah Mike, who is at 9.7. It's not cheap. It's not expensive. He's not expensive, but I'm not into cheap guys in general.
I hear you. All right, Faried, what do you got?
Well, I got Stefan Miljanovic. I respect Bill with Dobric, but I think Dobric is very inconsistent. I like the fact that Miljanovic, Cody Miller-McIntyre has taken him like his pupil, like is Miljanovic's mentor, and he's been playing well. He's making the most out of his playing time. He's starting sometimes, and at his price for.
Is he gonna play? Is he gonna play right now that Jared Butler starting to gain time?
I think that at least this week he's still good to go.
Okay.
Dobric got rhythm and everything, and he has experience. But people like Miljanovic, man. So, at 4.4 credits, I think it's a solid pick. I would go with Miljanovic.
So I'm a little bit surprised that nobody else here has mentioned Adam Tamna, who is 4.1 credits and starting for ASVEL, and he didn't have a big game last week because he shot poorly. But he's a great shooter. And he's had great games in the French league, and he's not going to go. What did he go? 0 for 10 from the field last week. That's not that we can't expect that. Even if he shot 30%, all of a sudden he's giving you a very useful fantasy line. Better than guys who I started like Taylor Horton Tucker, who I expected more from. Better than Kendrick Nunn last week. It would have been if in fact he was better than Kendrick Nunn last week, and that's with him shooting 0 for 10 because he got some rebounds, he had some assists. I just think that everybody should be considering him. The only downside to Atamna is that I believe he's playing turn 2 this week, so there's you have that risk if you put him in the lineup. But it's not a risk to have him on your bench at 4.1 credits. Another guy who I'll just mention is Yankuba from Dubai. Because of the injuries, he's 4.0 credits, 4 even. I don't know that I expect much from him, but he's a turn 1 guy. And I just think there's people who build their roster on 8 players, and you have 2 guys at the end who are very, very cheap. Don't make those guys. So don't make those 4 credit guys who don't play at all. Make those 4 credit guys who have the potential to contribute something. Atamna is one of those guys. Even if you know ahead of time he's not gonna be in your starting 6 and be the bench, and Yankuba in turn 1 is another possibility. That's my advice to everybody out there. Consider if you're building your team around stars, if you're going with what they like to call the stars and scrubs approach. Make sure your scrubs are guys who have potential to give you something and not guys who are maybe going to play 3 minutes in a blowout.
I thought all your players were superstars, not
No,
scrubs.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I don't go with the scars and scrubs. I go with the star. Everybody should have time now. I'm saying if you're one of those, I go with the superstars and more superstars approach. That's how we do it.
Okay.
Also, I'm surprised that nobody mentioned Sebastián Herrera. I think probably all 4 of us have Herrera, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Ah,
Exactly.
I got you, Bill.
Not,
I
not
knew
all
it.
4 of us. Not all 4 of us.
Oh, okay, tricky. I like it.
Let's talk. So let's talk specifically this week, the double week with when I built my team last week, I thought about round 9, and all of a sudden I come to build my team for round 10. I'm seeing the vast majority of my players are playing turn 1, which is a disadvantage. It means that you're going to be stuck with some guys who you have to keep on the. If you have 7 turn 1 guys, from the beginning some of them have no chance to start for you. Did you take that into consideration, looking for more turn 2 guys of those 3 Wednesday games to try and balance your team, or did you just go for the best team you could put together?
I'll go first, if you don't mind. Yes, I took a lot of turn 2 players, 4 of them, making sure, because they're going to play, if they play Wednesday, they're going to play Friday. That means that if they're turn 2 in round 10, they're going to be turn 2 in round 11. So that's an advantage. And that's the whole strategy is to put all the cheap players in turn 1, see if somebody plays well, and then bring the good stuff or the most expensive guys from turn 2. Other than one exception, because I'm keeping Kendrick Nunn, and he's gonna be my star. He's gonna be like I think he's gonna be fantastic against Paris. He had a really bad game. He's gonna bounce back. He's gonna play against a run and gun team.
Javi, I have terrible news for you, my friend. There is an advanced stat. Let me. I have my notes open here. Just a
Okay,
moment.
good. That's it.
Because I'm an advanced stat guy. So Paris is the number 1 team in the whole EuroLeague that makes the opponent to do more turnovers onto the game. So just for you to know that Kendrick Nunn sometimes is a turnover machine, sometimes. So I'm just leaving it on the table, and you make your choice.
No, I will, and I'm determined. I believe that there's also intangibles like pride and being the MVP and showing it to people, and the fact that Panathinaikos lost against Paris last season in Paris. I mean,
Twice. They lost in Athens as well.
Yeah, he's gonna have a monster game, I'm sure. And I'm picking him captain over Petrusev, but we'll get there later.
Javi, this is my favorite part. We're agreeing so much.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought your favorite part when you disagreed with Javi and you criticized his picks.
That's my other favorite part.
Okay. I got confused for a minute.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It usually comes at the start of the show, like how many mistakes you made last week and everything. We'll see. The only problem is that I didn't plan round 11. I only looked at round 10.
Yeah.
But like I said, having a lot of turn 2 players gives me a lot of turn 2 choices in round 11, so I'm not really worried.
Bill, did you take turn 2 into consideration building your team?
Actually, I have already on my team Sasha and Milutinov, so I don't think that I should take into consideration to bring another guy from turn 2. But as I can see, I have on my team Isaiah Mike, but it's not about turn 2. It's about because I believe in this guy in general. So for me, 2 solid players from turn 2 are enough, and 1 captain, of course, or one of them, are enough for my strategy.
And Vasiliki?
I'm on the same page with Bill. I try to get the players that I like the most, not depending on when they're playing. And I also have the same safety net with both Milutinov and Vezenkov playing T2. So I think I'm good.
So I did, like I said, I think I came into the week with 9 guys on turn 1. So I did try to make some moves, but I was not married to it. I didn't force it for bad players. Now, Javi, you said that you didn't do your research for round 11. So let me help you. I'm here to help you.
All right, that's good.
Keep your eye on Dubai. Dubai is playing twice at home this week after also playing at home in the ABA, so they're not traveling. They are also one of 4 teams who has the Tuesday-Friday matchup, right? And their opponent in the second leg, who I'm blanking on right now, did not.
Žalgiris.
Is it Žalgiris? So there you go. So Žalgiris is playing Wednesday, Friday. So keep an eye on Dubai. Let's just hope that Vasiliki does not choose the Dubai head coach.
No, never again, never again.
But yeah, that's so. There's 4 teams that are home twice. Dubai, Fenerbahce, because they're not actually at home, but they're not traveling. Paris and Milan, 2 teams that are on the road twice. Baskonia, Monaco, Panathinaikos, and Žalgiris, and 4 teams who have the Tuesday, Friday, and in all 4 cases they have an extra day rest. They're playing a team that played on Wednesday, which are Dubai, which I mentioned, Partizan, Virtus, and Efes. All things to take into consideration. All things that will be relevant for round 11. So that's
All right.
That's you know.
Partizan plays on Friday. They play as well. Dwayne Washington, man.
Yeah,
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So let's look at our teams for this week. Bill, can we give you the honor of going first since you are ranked far above the rest of us this year?
Oh, is this true?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, I know you're ahead of me, and I know that I'm ahead of them. So yes.
Okay. First, a note, an important note. Whoever comes into my team in any given game week is a good pick if you don't consider his opponent. So this week, for example, I'm moving out Daniel Tice and Luvavou Cabarrot. It doesn't mean they can't have a great week. What matters is who comes into their spot, their spots. So I'm selling Tice before Partizan, not because Partizan doesn't allow PIR at the center position, but because Spanoudis now prefer Kevarius Hayes and their minutes are basically even. It used to be 25, Tice 25, Kevarius Hayes 15, but now it's 20-20. And there's a tactical reason behind that. So Tyreek Jones is my pick, and he's coming for Tice. And an alternative is Dano Turu, but I'm going for Tyreek Jones this game week, and probably I'm not gonna say yet who I'm going to captain because it's the next section. So in order to finance that move, I should downgrade Luvavou Cabarrot, and in his position would come Isaiah Mike or Malcolm. But right now I'm leaning towards Isaiah Mike, and that's all actually.
But let's take a look at your team because we don't know who you have because you haven't been
Okay.
here before. So, okay. I see a lot of
Okay.
similarities with my team, and I don't know if that should scare me or that should encourage me. But okay.
I think that should encourage you, and maybe it should scare Bill.
Maybe. Maybe it's the other way around.
Yes, maybe I should think of change something. Okay, what are the similarities? Iffe, Baldwin.
Iffe, but not Baldwin. Iffe, Vezenkov,
Okay.
Milutino, Herrera.
Keeping him, okay, nice.
The coach and Kalaitzakis, which I couldn't trade because I needed to do other trades, and he's staying on my bench. I'm not sure if he's going to play and how much, but he only costs 4 credits. He can go lower than that, even if he does a minus something. So at least I won't lose point from him.
I'm even though you didn't speak about him before, I'm glad to see you have a Tamna there at the end of your bench. That's a smart move. And I think it was a must to get someone like Mike to have an extra player to go for turn 2. You never know, even with the most consistent player, you never know when something strange will happen.
Let me explain something about Isaiah Mike. Isaiah Mike, he's gaining too many fouls in the last 5 game weeks, and that is the core difference between Isaiah Mike and the other players in this price group. For example, Malcolm, for example, Osmani. So this is the difference, and that is why I think that he has an upside in the game this year that maybe we would see him at 12 or 13 credits. That is my take, actually, about Isaiah Mike.
I'm happy to hear it, and we'll learn why shortly. But Javi, would you like to go next?
Yeah, well, I went with a whole different strategy. I had Tavares, but he's kind of injured. He's not 100%, so I traded him for Moses Wright. Why Moses Wright? He plays against his former team. He's been playing well, and he's
A revenge game.
Yep, exactly. And I like the fact that Žalgiris has a big guy like Birutis to go against Milutinov. He's not used to play against such tall guys, so maybe it wouldn't be the best game for Milutinov. So I'm going the other way around, which is going for Moses Wright. We'll see. I got Isaiah Mike also, and I got Queen Ellis, and I have a new coach, which I'll reveal later. The most important thing is that I kept the 3 superstars. I kept Kendrick Nunn, Petrushev, and Bezenkov. And with these 3 guys, I'm really well. I think I'm okay. The only question I have is to put captain first, Petrushev or Nunn, but I'll tell you later. It's him.
All right, so Vasiliki, Bill, get a drink here. It's time for your league story time. Just listen to me here for a minute. Javi worked very hard this summer on something called the EuroLeague Time Machine, where we go back in time. I'm going to take you on the EuroLeague Podcast Time Machine. When we first started out this podcast, Javi and I would almost every week find some guy talk about, oh, he's playing his own team. It's a revenge game, and we thought it was great content. And you know what? We got our butts kicked week to week. It was always a bad idea. We thought about the revenge game, and it turned out to be nothing. I don't know how you can look at Moses Wright, who's having a fantastic season, and I so wanted to. I only traded him last week because of the injury scare about him that we had with the wrist, which turned out to be nothing, and he had another great game. This is nothing against Moses Wright, but the revenge game thing is so overplayed, and I don't like him at all against the Olympiacos front line. I don't think it's a good matchup, and all this is to say, humbly stay away from Moses Wright this week. That is my take.
No, revenge is a powerful feeling. I have Moses Wright against Olympiacos. I have Petrushev against Zvezda. I have Kendrick Nunn, who lost twice against Paris. Revenge is a good thing.
Have you not learned? We've been down this road. Have you not learned?
One of the 3 will have a good game. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's the odds.
Well, yeah, if you're shooting 1 for 3, that's great in basketball, right? No,
Yeah.
not so great. Okay.
Frankie, you go next.
I go next. Okay.
Yes.
Well, so I heard all you guys talking about Quinn Ellis, and I was a little bit jealous, but I decided to go a different direction, have my own Ellis. I got Boogie Ellis.
Nice.
So I turned my team over a little bit. Like I said, I was looking for more turn 2 guys. It was a bit of a stretch, but the players I'm adding this week are Dwayne Washington, who I got rid of him last week, even though he's heading up. I like the trajectory, but there was some injury scare, and he missed a domestic league game, and it spooked me, so I got rid of him. But I want to have him back, and I think that he's another guy like Noir early in the season who's been sidetracked by injury. But I believe a lot in the year 2 bump. I think we're seeing it in Washington, and I just hope that the rotation doesn't change. Boogie Ellis makes me very nervous, a player so early into his EuroLeague career, but the minutes are there, the production's been there in 2 EuroLeague games, in ABA League games, and again, you guys have Ellis, so I want an Ellis, so I had to go Boogie Ellis. And right now, at least, Dan Gubic at the end, I couldn't force myself to find more value in turn 2, and I wanted another 4 player who might play. I had Lakic, who was the player who I cut there because his rotation, his minutes have really dried up in Partizan since Kovacs got there. So I just wanted somebody for 4 credits who might get some playing time. The players I got rid of were Horton Tucker, who maybe I will regret Ellis, just like I sort of regret Horton Tucker, who's an outstanding player, all the talent there. He had a very good first half or quarter and a half last week, and then missed a bunch of shots, and his PI dropped to 4 by the end of the game. And TLC, Lou Cabarro, who he is just it's just the price of having somehow to deal with get more credits from somebody who's a turn 1 guy and turn my team around. So that's how it looks for now. And we will see if it stays that way by tip off tomorrow. Feedback, unless you guys agree that I have a team of 11 superstars, and we can move on to Vasiliki.
No, just that you made a great effort to keep Nan, and I hope it pays off. We'll see.
Yeah,
I like Boudiellis. I like Boudiellis, Frankie, but I think Red Star has a very, very good defense, but in general, as a pick, it's a great pick at this price.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Bugielis appreciates that too, I'm sure.
Two of us here are Bugielis guys.
I don't know how many guys you have right now, Frankie.
I've got about 30.
Okay, that can get a little bit confusing at some point, but if you sort it out, it's okay.
All right. Vasiliki, we haven't heard your team yet.
Yes, so let's see. The first player I wanted to get on my team was Trey Lyles because he has been great lately, actually. 21.3 fantasy points in the last 5 games. He had a career high game, 10 to 9 points against Barcelona in the Clásico, first Clásico of his career. I think he has adjusted really well in Real, so he's on my team now. And I also got Ellis from Armenia, as we said before, and Blossom Game, which I believe I never had in my fantasy career ever before. So I don't know what that says. And I also traded Luavuka Baro, and I don't know why we all did that, but it's okay.
I will say that if there's a player that I could afford that I could have figured out a way to put on my team who I don't have, it's Trey Lyles. I like that pick a lot, and I think that's a strong one. So good for you.
Let's hope it pays off because she wasn't cheap. She was a little bit expensive.
Correct.
So.
But I think that he's again, there was the first year players. I think that he's a guy who it's always easier, by the way, I think, for big guys than for guards, but he's a player who I think that we could be looking at in a month saying, why didn't we all have him? We saw it coming. So good for you getting him at the right time.
Let's see.
All
and
right.
let's see our captains, please. Bill, you go first again.
Captains. Okay. If captain had a synonym, let's say, it would be Sasha. We all agree to that, I think.
Yeah.
But this week, it's crucial to nail a round 1 captain because Zalgiris is a weird opponent. So I don't have Mike James on my team. If I had him, I would certainly captain him for turn 1. But right now, I would probably captain Tyreek Jones. And the reason behind that is Tyreek Jones in the last game week had 25 fantasy points against Olympiacos, and Olympiacos is the best team that defends their opponent centers. And Tyreek Jones has 25 against this team. So right now, against Monaco, which defends poorly in the center position, I think, and of course playing at Serbia, I think it's a great pick for captaincy. It's a close battle between Tyreek Jones and Iffe, but I select Tyreek Jones. That is my pick.
Go with Iffe.
I know it's not a popular option, but it's my option for the game week.
It's a 2-round week, and they just got Bruno Fernandes a couple weeks ago. They want him to get more minutes. They want to cut back on the minutes that Tyreek.
Bruno Fernandes, actually, Frankie is playing for Manchester United, but
Bruno Fernando. But I mistakenly called him Bruno Fernandes 2 times since he joined Partizan. I don't know what's going on.
I got it from Vasiliki. I blame her.
Yeah.
But no, I just think that you have to look at the role and what's happening. It's a double week, and I just don't know that he's gonna. If they're looking, if there's a chance to cut back on the minutes, I don't know. It would make me nervous.
Give me 1 minute to explain about Bruno Fernando and Tyreek Jones. Actually, Obradovic, there are lineups that he likes to play Tyreek Jones and Bruno Fernando together. So they both have over 20 minutes. Also Bruno Fernando at 7.3 is a very good option for me. And let's say that unlocks Tyreek Jones from his defensive responsibilities somewhat. And that's why we are seeing big numbers from Tyreek Jones since Bruno Fernando comes to Partizan, and this is quite the same with last year Brandon Davis. So that is my take here.
All right.
Um,
We will see. Javi, why don't you go next? I have a feeling that you're going to represent me on this.
Yeah, that man over there. Kendrick Nunn is my first captain. Sasha is the second. Easy.
Vasiliki?
Not much of a thought when you have these two guys on your team.
Exactly. I mean, let's keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Yes. For me, yeah. So I was between Lyles and Iffe for turn one, but I think I will go with Lyles just to diversify myself a little bit and not do what everybody will do. Lyles is only owned by 7% of the fantasy managers, so maybe this can be a game breaker for me. So I will go with Lyles. And then I think, even though I have Vazenkov, I will go with Milutinov. That can backfire at me. I know. I I hope I don't get another video message from Sasa himself.
Oh, he's coming next week, probably. Yeah.
Why do I always do that when it's the worst timing? I don't know. But I would think I would go with Milutinov. I'm not sure yet, but that's a plan right now.
Listen, I'm not the biggest fan in the world of groupthink. I think that sometimes it's good to be different, to be original, to go your own way. But I just have to ask, Vasiliki, how has it worked out for you this year, going your own way? Let's say on your choices about head coaches.
Not very well. Even though I had for 2 straight weeks not a minus score from my coach, and I think there's progress there.
All right, let's move on to head coaches and see if Vesel can get it right this time. Vesel,
I'm not on my own on this one because I see that a lot of you has also Coach Messina. Armani is playing ASVEL. ASVEL is very depleted at the moment, so I think 1 + 1 = 2. That's why Messina is around Betches.
Same. ASVEL rule, Messina. That's it.
yeah, same here. The same strategy as last year with Alba Berlin, I think.
Yeah.
I respect it. I'm not trying to just be different here, although I know I'm in a better place if I don't have the same coach as Vasiliki, so that does help me. But I'm going with Ituris. It's Baskonia's playing better, all that's true, but Hapoel is in great form. And I figure why risk it? That's the one that I feel. Even and Ituris is more expensive, but why risk it? I feel like it's a sure thing, and who knows with Milan? It's a different lineup every week. This guy's sick. This guy's hurt. I feel bad. Could this be the game where they get stung by an ASVEL? With this game where Adam Thomas shoots 70%? I don't know. I feel that the more sure thing is Hapoel over Baskonia. I hope I'm right.
Let's see.
Let's see. So, all right, now we're moving on to what my favorite part of the show. Do you know what my favorite part of the show is?
Get featured, get rewarded.
That's right. Get featured, get rewarded is my absolute favorite part of the show. So, let's see. We have questions, and this week the first question is for Bill. It's from Lorenzo Lanteri. Is it better to take all mid players around 9 or 10 credits or have superstars?
Oh, I don't think that this is even a debate. You should have at least, for me, at least 2 or 3 superstars in your team. And to have also players at 4 credits, 4.1, 4.2, and not actually going for players at 5 credits, because you should have in your mind that if a player has 5 or 5.5 credits, maybe it is not good financially for you long term. So the absolute strategy for me is to go for some superstars, some very, very, very cheap players, and some in the middle.
I don't 100% agree, because I think the worst thing you could do, wasted credits. If somebody at 4 who's giving you nothing, then you're just giving away an opportunity for the game. So if the difference is someone who's 4 and someone who's 5.5 is getting some credits on the edge, because the truth is when you get to the superstar range, the difference between someone who is 17 and 15 on any given week, it's the same. Right? You just have to play the matchups.
If you have some solid option like Herrera, I'm with you. But most of the cases in this price are risky. So, for example, If you take Dobric this game week, maybe Dobric gets a -5 and you lose 0.5 credits, 0.3 credits. And that is why, Frankie, I have 114 credits and you have 103 credits.
I think I have more than 103, but no,
Okay.
I think it's about making the right decisions. I know where you're going, but I just think it's
Okay.
you should never throw credits
I'm
away.
joking. I'm joking, but I think that you should have in your mind that a player at 5 or 6 credits also has a big risk sometimes.
Okay, I respect that. Vasiliki, are you ready for your question?
I'm always ready.
Okay, this is from Vitenis Kalauskis. Hot take. When Jordan Nwora comes back, he will not put the same numbers up due to the increases of the rotation. He'll be nowhere close to being the MVP of the month or of the season.
As far as the MVP of the season, I think I can agree, because I think the MVP of the season is usually someone that plays for a Final Four team. Zvezda is on a very hot strike, but I'm not sure this is going to continue the same way all season long and that they can reach the Final Four. So it's super difficult to get an MVP from a team that doesn't go to the Final Four. I think the only exception is Mike James, and it's Mike James. Like, there's no other explanation about that. But MVP of the month and how his form is going to be when he's returned, we have to see. Depends. Are we expecting to see him this week? I think so.
It would make me nervous having him this week right off an injury.
No, but I think if he doesn't stay long too much and he doesn't lose all his momentum and his spot on the roster, then maybe there's a chance that he can produce somewhat the same numbers we've seen from him at the beginning of the season. If the absence continues for long, then it gets more tricky.
That's a good take. All right. Let's see. Our next question is for Javi from Gil Kogan.
Hello.
My
Gil.
bold prediction is that both Cody Miller-McIntyre and Roman Sorkin will become fantasy must-haves by midseason. Miller-McIntyre's all-around game and high usage rate make him a sleeper triple-double threat, while Sorkin's energy and efficiency off the bench will earn him increased minutes and consistent double-digit performances. By round 20, both will be among the top 15 fantasy scorers, surprising everyone who underestimated their impact.
Interesting. I like Sorkin a lot. I think he's going to be getting a bigger and bigger role in Maccabi. He's really consistent, like he said, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 15 players of the season. As for Miller-McIntyre, it's going to depend on Zvezda's rotation, and they're going to bring a lot of players back. That should help his assists, but probably not his scoring. So I think one thing is going to compensate the other, and he's going to remain a very good player. He'll have very good games, like he said, close to triple-double. But top 15, I'm not sure. We'll see. I like the Wolf a lot, though. He's a character.
Any other comments on this one?
Not really, no. Like I said, I would say that Sorkin will have a better fantasy season than Miller-McIntyre. That's what I said.
That's a tough take. Listen, I want to be careful here because I love Roman. Roman's my guy. But when we're talking about fantasy, do you have to take
1 to the 30?
He's definitely 1 to the 30.
Okay.
Definitely 1 to the 30. Yeah. Off the court, also Roman Sorkin, great guy. Maccabi's still in the market for a center. At some point, they're looking to decrease his role, not because they want to decrease it, but they want to balance the minutes. Minutes are, as Bill said, I say, it's the most important thing. So I don't see him having that role all season long. So I'd be nervous. The talent, it's not a question of talent. The talent is there.
He can play the 4. They can upgrade or play bigger with Howard at the 3, Sorkin at the 4, and the new center at the 5, right?
They can do lots of things, but TJ Leaf is also playing very well, and he's in that mix with their rotation. Ultimately, they're looking, I think, to lessen the minutes for all those guys, so they're healthier and they can last the season and be stronger for double weeks. So a top 15 player for the season is a stretch, but let's see. All right, now for me, mine is from, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Prune Mazer. Hi, Prune. I really hope I got that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I have maybe the most unpopular opinion. We'll see. I've heard some pretty unpopular opinions out there. I think both Greek teams would benefit from new coaches. They're both underperforming, especially Panathinaikos.
Now that's a hot question. Finally, you're getting what you deserve. Yes.
Listen, I am the last guy out there to say that you should change coaches mid-season. Sometimes it works. It's only worked for Zvezda this year, but the Sporting Directors build a team with with the coach in mind. They want to have their guys. Teams come sometimes for players. Certainly come. Definitely with Panathinaikos, guys have come because of Ataman, who've wanted to play for him. Olympiacos is one game out of first place. Panathinaikos is dealing with injuries. I don't know that you could bring in whoever you think is the god of coaching. Enter whatever name is the greatest coach in the world, and you put him in there, and that makes Panathinaikos much better. He doesn't make the players who are hurt healthy. And I always believe if you want to fire your coach, you better know who you're hiring. The worst thing to do is fire the coach because you think they're underperforming. And then you know who are you going to get? Who are you going to plug in that's going to make the team better? I just don't see it. With all due respect, I think that they're both better off staying the course. I think that Panathinaikos will still make the playoffs one way or the other. And if they're healthy going to the playoffs, no one wants to face them. If they get to the play-in and they end up facing whoever finishes first in the regular season, that team will not be happy to see a healthy Panathinaikos. Olympiacos, it's the same. They're only getting better. We spoke before. Keenan Evans coming back. It doesn't matter how many minutes he plays. Just think about the talent Olympiacos at their 10, 11, 12 spots on their game day rotation. So with time, this only gets better. They had guys who were out earlier coming back. No, I like both those teams. I like both those coaches and the situations, and I would not do it. I think it's time to wrap it up. Bill, I just have to ask you, how was your first experience on the EuroLeague Fantasy Challenge Podcast?
Okay, I was a little nervous. I'm very happy that I finally be here and met you guys. Hopefully, we are going to do it on a more regular basis, and hopefully maybe I help you a little bit, you and of course our audience. This is the main thing.
I think that your opinions they're very welcome. I think that the more that people hear from all of us and your new opinions like yours, it helps everyone else. And I say to everyone else, happy hunting, build the best team. We're all on the search for the perfect fantasy team. So your opinions, Bill, Vasiliki's, Javi's, mine, maybe mine not so much, but I try. This should help everybody. And I want to thank everybody who's tuning in every week. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your tips. I want to remind everybody that Javi and I have made it a point of going onto the YouTube channel after the episode is released and interacting with people, responding to all their questions. So meet us there, meet us in social media, meet us in the street even. Any questions you have, we're happy to answer. We're happy to talk EuroLeague Fantasy. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you here all next Monday. Bye, everyone.